Welcome to the Football Classic. My name is Shan, and normally I'm joined with Love, but he's out sick today, so I'm going to be taking over the show, and let's just get into it today. First thing, starting off the season, there's always some ups and downs, there's always some crazy affairs. Let's just have a recap quickly on what happened in game week 1. And I didn't do that great. My starting game was not the best. There were some picks that I feel like we could have changed and we could have done. But moving forward, some of the options that we have going into this next game week, we're looking at the likes of United, who played a very solid back four, and I'm hoping to continue with that with Dialot, who's had a fantastic season, especially starting off in the preseasons. He's been playing left back. That's something that might just give a little bit depth towards United. Another great pick and something that I found has really shined through that first game week is Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'm going to be looking towards bringing him in the next few game weeks, all depending on Liverpool. And the big game that I think we're going to have to look at when it comes to that is United versus Liverpool. I'm pretty sure once Love sees this, he's going to kick me in the ass, but I do believe that is a great fixture ahead. Plenty of goals, plenty of drama. We're going to have an exciting um, game coming into next week. Another great choice is looking at an alternative, and Pedro Porro, as much as he's given a great kind of run from the first game week, there is some standout options that we can look at in the defense. In terms of Anderson, if you don't know, has moved to Fulham from Crystal Palace. That means he is going to be the standing centre back or left back for that Fulham team, who much needed after a disastrous goal that they conceded against United last week. Another good option, and going into that, is Akanji. Some of the best minutes he's played have been when he's played in that 3-4-2-1 system that Pep has implemented, and we've seen him play it a dozen times over in the season. So I might look to bring in Akanji this week or next week, all depending on transfers, of course. But in other news, who's from Brighton, he's actually on a free loan all the way to Spain, and that comes from Fabrizio Romano. So if you're having kind of on your bench, look at alternatives. Another big option as an alternative for him is Johnson from Ipswich. I know Ipswich got demolished by Liverpool last game week, but his returns are quite good, especially if you go back to the Championship. He's had one of the best returns for a defender at left back. So he might be a big look too, especially if you're looking at the 4 million budget, round about that, great option, great person to bring into your team. If you want to free up a lot of funds in defense, you want a rotation player, that is the person you're going to look at. Another big thing we've got to look at is Solanke's goal ratios in game week 1. He didn't put the numbers up we expected. We expected him to be the standout choice as a striker. He didn't put up those numbers, but going forward, at the way Spurs are playing, we are going to have some big returns from him. I do believe he's a player to keep watch of, and we are definitely going to get something great from him. Hopefully, coming into this game week, he feels a little bit more comfortable up top with the Spurs team. He's got a brilliant midfield with Madison playing in there, who is another great differential. If you're looking at someone in Spurs and you don't want to pay for Shan, who is 10 million, you can look at Madison. He's a big differential. He is going to give you points. He does give you returns. And he is the standout creative player in that Spurs team. Another big option that we all are looking at and towards is what is Watkins going to do in the season? I've got Watkins in my team. I personally do favor him. He did big last season, brought in big returns. I'm hoping he can replicate that this season. So I'm hoping he does perform towards the start of this game week. We do need some returns. For 9 million, he is a big asset. There is plenty of choices up top that you can go. Isak, another big option. He scored in this game week 1. He's had the most shots on target for Newcastle, and he might just be the big differential that Newcastle actually has this season. Personally, I have Gordon in my team. He did hit the post twice last game week. I'm hoping that this game week he does kind of play that pivotal role that he always plays in Newcastle, creating the chances. And going forward, we're going to have quite a good returns from him as well. Players that I would avoid coming into this game week. Odogi, I would have him in my team. I won't transfer him out. As for the pass range, I might just keep him as a rotation player. Um, he hasn't been great on the ball, off the ball. His defending is a little bit sloppy at the moment. Another name that I would avoid right now is Amanda Diallo. I know he started for United this game week, but it doesn't look going forward. He's going to be the first main choice on that right wing. You have the likes of Garnacho, Mason Mount, who can also play up there. And I see that Xerxes is kind of the fit right now, especially with Rasmus Holland being out. So we might just have to look at going with Garnacho. Another big player that I would start selling now is Harvey Elliott. I know a lot of people brought him in. They saw him in preseason. Liverpool played him in that attacking role in the midfield, and he kind of performed very well in the preseason. But I don't think Liverpool are going to go ahead with him going forward in the season coming ahead. We've got Gravenberg, we've got McAllister. Those are kind of the big names that you're looking in that midfield and you're looking towards. My big choice and big captain choice for this week ahead has got to be Salah. I know everyone's had a debate kind of between Salah and Holland. Look, Holland, one goal last game week, very good goal. But Salah actually had a goal and assist. That ratio coming into this game week is going to be a big differential. So I think I'm going to stick with Salah as a captain, and let's hope and see. Hopefully, we get some good returns from him. But if you are looking for a differential and you don't have Salah in your team, you can look at Heung-min Son, who is another big name in Spurs. He is the leading man. He was their top goal scorer last season. He will replicate his numbers this season again. Another big captain you can look at Saka. Saka is the most underrated captain at the moment. He is the star in Arsenal. He is the player that creates those big chances for Arsenal. And I feel that he could do a lot of damage coming into this game week. Another big name, and a lot of people have kind of been overlooking him, haven't really been with him this season, is your big name, and this is Foden. I know he didn't start last game week, but going into this game week, I think he's going to be match fit. I think he's going to be ready. I think he does start over Doku. He is a big differential. I know his price tag is quite high, but he does give returns. He does give assists, and he is going to be that man for City. Time and time again, he keeps proving he is the best English player, other than Saka, to play the game. And he does bring big overall goals, assists, and the ratios are just brilliant with him. Just on a side note, coming into Pep's team and looking at who he's brought in. I mean, Gundogan coming back from Barcelona, that's a big transfer that's been going around this week. I think Pep is going to take that midfield out. So don't rely on Toko, Savio, Bernardo Silva. Those guys kind of avoid them. Going into this game week, they might be rotation players. I think he is going to go back to the 4-2-1-3-1 system that we know we've come to know. Man City, they love to play that. They love to play the ball from the back. And yeah, hopefully, guys, you listen to these picks and let's have a great season ahead. Like I said, we at the Football Classic are here to give you the best updates, to give you the buys, to give you those options that a lot of people are overlooking. And it comes down to football. Thanks, guys. Have a great one.